We completed the first week of our flow course, and this was your first assignment. I hope you are exciting, and I hope you all completed the assignment. This is the solution of the case. I will not read it, but I will share on the description if you would like to read again. So basically, what this business requirement is, administrative staff cannot access to case object, but they would like to create cases from their pages. We can do that with a screen flow, of course, but if you remember from our first session, best practice is if you have a declarative solution, don't go for flow. So first we need to check if there is any declarative solution. Maybe it's a little disappointment for you, but there is a solution for this problem. Declarative solution is global actions. As you see here, there are some global actions, and we can add create a new case button easily here. How we can do that? Let's go to setup, go to global actions, and there's a new case here. We can rename it according to the user requirement, and we can write success message as the inquiry successfully recorded. Click on save, and we need to go publisher layouts, edit the layout, and in here we have patient inquiry. Let's add to the classic as well, just in case. Click on save, refresh, and we have patient inquiry here. Just click on it. As you see, we have patient, status, subject, and description. The user requirement was case reason, subject, case type. So we need to update that. How we can do this? We can go to global actions, click on layout, and we can simply drag case reason and type here. Refresh. As you see, we have status, case reason, type, subject, and description. We don't need to create a screen flow, but I know you are excited to create a flow. For this purpose, I will help you to see how we can create a screen flow for this business requirement. Before going to a flow, I would, as you know, I always make a plan and a drawing for the flow, and I did it for this purpose. It's here. First, we know that patient is asking a question or having an inquiry to the administrative staff, and the staff is using a screen to get all the information from patient for the inquiry. And then in the flow, we will create a new case. If there will be a fault, there will be a failure message. If it will be successful, there will be success message. It's easy, right? Let's do that. Create a new flow and screen flow. First, we need to collect an information. Label is, and the API name is first screen for case creation, and the description is this screen will collect information for the patient inquiry. First, we need to have a lookup. For the lookup, you can use API name as patient, and field API name we need to check from the case object. Let's go to object manager and look up for the case object, go to the fields and find the patient here, and the API name is this one. Let's copy, paste here, and label will be patient, Object API name should be case. I know from my experience, but you can check from here. This is here, case. To use this component, there should be a lookup field in the object. So I use patient lookup in the case object. By this, our user can easily use this. So the next one will be a pick list. If you remember, I told you in the classes, you don't need to create pick list values here. You can simply bring it from the case object in this case. Let's write the API name first, case type. And pick list component will be, the choice will be a new choice resources. It will be a pick list choice set. API name is case type pick list choice set. The description is this element will get the values from this object. Object will be case, data type will be pick list, and field will be type. So this is done. We have another pick list, which is case reason. We need to create a label, which is case reason. And we need to create another choice set. Record type, pick list choice set. API name is case reason pick list choice set. Description, this resource will get values from case object reason field, and the object will be case, data type will be pick list, and field will be reason. I think I made a mistake on the previous pick list choice set. I said this element. I will correct it soon. And case reason, and we need a subject, right? So subject will be text. And the next one will be a description. Description can be long text area. We can say details of the patient's inquiry. So the last step, we don't need pause and previous buttons. Go to the footer and hide it. Hide previous, hide pause. We need next or finish button. And for the header, we don't need a header. I think this is ready. Click done. Now we need to create a case record, but before doing that, I would like to edit this description. Done. Click on create case. The label will be create case, and the description will be this element will create a new case based on the input of the user on the first screen element. We will create a one record, and we will use separate resources and literal values. Our object is case. The first field is the patient, and we will check it from patient lookup. The next one is type, and we have case type here, pick list. We have reason, we have case reason here. The other one is subject. We have subject here. and we have description. And for the description, we said details of the patient inquiry. I choose this name very different in purpose, but I will let you know why shortly. And there should be another value here. I know from experience, but we can check together. Let's go to case object. When you click here, we have case origin and we have case status fields. In case origin, we don't have staff in person, and we have status here as a new. So let's go to the fields and relationships and go to case origin and add another field here, staff/in person. We don't ask user to input any value, but we can choose automatically while creating a new record. So this is new. And the other one, case origin, we cannot see it now. I need to refresh my page, so I will do it shortly after saving my flow. Click done. We need a screen to say success, right? So let's create that. And my description is, this screen will show a success message for recording patient inquiry. Let's use a display text here. And the API name for this, success message. And for the text, your patient inquiry submission is successful. If you need to record any other patient inquiry, please click finish button. Let's make some to make it more user-friendly, and let's make it okay, center aligned. And we don't need these buttons as well. Let's remove them or hide them. And we don't need the header here as well. This is ready. Click on done. If you remember, we need to create another failure screen. Let's do that. As a best practice, add fault path and add another screen. In here, we can write a failure screen. And the description is, this screen will show a failure message for case creation. We will use another display text. And for the API name, we will say failure message. And I have a text here that I prepared before. Warning, the patient inquiry submission failed. Please contact with the system administrator. So this is done. And our flow is ready. The only thing, I will add another field, but let me save first. Okay. When you click save, we can refresh and we can add another field here. And in here, stuff in person. So user doesn't need to select anything. We set a default value here. I promised why I choose different naming here. First, as you see, these are the fields from case object. In here, we set the values from the values that user input from previous screen. You see, description will be matched with the details of the patient inquiry. Here, if the user will put any information in this box, this value will be matched here, and the description of the new record will be this value. So the others will be the same. But in here we didn't ask a user input. Instead we choose our value to save time for user, and business requirement didn't ask to add these fields, but they are required, so we prefer to add them. And we have a fault path. Let's debug it. When you click run, you will see the part. So there are patients, and let's say this is in room. Case reason, let's say staff performance. Nurse is always late after the call. Details. Click next. So our submission is successful. We see this, and as you see the details, a record is ready to be created. Transaction committed here. Let's use this flow for the user. User cannot reach this flow yet, but we need to activate this flow first. Activate. Now close this. Let's go home. Here we can add flow this page. So click on edit page. In here we have flow component. For the flow component we will choose this one. Click save and go back to the page. And now we can choose another problem. Walk-in, let's say feedback. Waiting is too long. When you click next, it's successfully submitted. And if there is another patient inquiry, please click finish button, and you see there is another form that we can submit. When you go to cases, you can see walking is too long and nurse is always late after the call. These are the cases that our flow created. So this is all, friends, and I hope this is useful. I hope you learned a couple of best practices in real life example, and hope to see you in the next live session. And for the channel visitors, I hope next week we will have another flow. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel to be updated about Salesforce and to have more awesome videos. Have a great day.